So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. This is your boy FlyIsland guy. Today we are in Iceland and we are going to be officially heading over to England for the full start of our European tour, which has been a long time in the making. So this was our last stop as we've crossed over the Atlantic. So we pretty much went to Newfoundland and then Greenland. Now we're here in Iceland, and from here we're going to be heading to actually this is in Iceland. Sorry, we went to Newfoundland, Greenland, Iceland. Now in the Faroe Islands, and we'll be heading into the UK today. Specifically Cranwell Air Force Base, and that is located, well, not Air Force Base, but it is a military base, and I'm just trying to find some information on it. Just give me a second here. It's the Cranwell Royal Air Force Cranwell is the name of the base, and that's based in Lincolnshire, England. So somewhere in central England there, a little more southern though. So we will be heading there. That's going to be our first stop, and I'm looking forward to that. As you can see, we already have the engines running. Everything is warmed up, but what I'm going to do is I want to take a quick look outside, just so we can get a view of the scenery here at Faroe Islands that we didn't get to see on the trip coming in. So just block your ears for a quick second, and here we go. So this is an absolutely beautiful looking piece of freeway scenery. So there was a lot of work put into it, and I believe we explored like inside the airport last time, but we didn't actually get to see the rest of it because it was nighttime. So there was a lot of work done, especially in regards to the terrain. But there's a couple helipads here. The only rough thing is that there is a significant, although I can't really see it now, but there was a significant like dip in the runway. I don't know if that's how it actually is in real life, on this end here. But it's probably tough to see up close, but it was definitely noticeable from the sky. But overall, this is a beautiful scenery. It's in my mods document, so be sure to check it out and download it. So if you ever come to the Faroe Islands, you'll be able to enjoy the scenery. So I also noticed why you're sort of coming in at a slant when you land. It's to avoid this terrain on the right, which I did not see when I came in to land initially. So yeah, everything kind of happens for a reason, right? Anyway, let's hop back in the plane and let's get going, folks. We have not a long trip, but about an hour and a half. And that's going to get us into England. So the Gen 2 is all fired up, and we're about to get going, folks. Man, the scenery is absolutely amazing though. All right, let's go. So we're going to be departing runway 30 today. And let's see, boom, boom. So I think runway 30 will have us going from left to right. Oh, no. I don't know. Actually, yeah. So runway 30 will have us going from the right side and heading this way. This terrain is super duper bumpy though. Like, super bumpy. I'm not too sure why. Hear the tires screeching. Okay, so actually no, we're heading left. I was right. I was reading the map wrong. Take care of that real quick. If you could see here, you couldn't see the other end of the runway as we were coming up and over. Like that's how big a dip there is. How big the slope is from the other end of the runway up to this one. Look up as we basically move off the runway. Alright, no passenger briefings because it's a short taxi, but let's just say, hey, put your seatbelts on, don't ask me a lot of questions, and things will go smoothly. Alright. So here we are, all lined up. I know I did not send my information. Rotate speed today is 99 knots, which is, it's always around that. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. So we have that over here in the PFD. Alright, and strobes and landing lights on. Takeoff mode, and should be good to go. This is going to be a rough roll though, because this runway is just crazy bumpy, so let's hope we can get off the ground as soon as possible. Okay, Toga. You can see how bumpy the runway is. Rotate.
Airborne time log.
Gear up. Alright, so you can see the terrain on our right, sorry, on the left here. Just how high it is. right as well. So I'm just making a little left bank just to avoid it. Although pretty much high enough, so that should be fine. Just over speeding a little bit. That is not a smooth takeoff at all. Let's see. Autopilot, that's what I was trying to do. Nav mode as well. And I'm still in plan mode right now, so there you go. Alright, is On Air ding this for speed? Pretty sure they will. And yep, so alright, so much for the safety bonus. Alright, so that was a bit of a rough start, but yeah. Let's take a look out the window. And of course we're turning as soon as I want to take a look. Just want to get a last glimpse of the Faroe Islands as we depart. And just wanted to say thank you for the thrills. Awesome. Okay, so we are steadily climbing out. We have crossed 10,000, so landing lights can come off. So we have a pretty hectic flight plan. When I say hectic, I mean this is probably the most waypoints I've ever had to put in into a flight plan. So yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not. If you look at our legs page here, we actually have 6 pages worth of waypoints. So it's just a lot. It's a lot going on. Because the actual flight plan has us crossing through probably about 4 or 5 different airways to get to where we're going. So it's pretty. It's probably been the longest route I've ever put in. But overall, our flight plan, if we just come to Navigraph, yeah, flight plan pretty much has us just heading south. I'm just going to be hitting a bunch of waypoints on the way down, and yeah, going to be ending up right down here. So near Cranwell, but I think, as I mentioned before, the place is called Lincolnshire, or Lincolnshire. Don't know how they pronounce it, but yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to kind of explore England a little bit. I might try and do flight down into London, see what's happening down there. But I want to hit a couple spots before actually venture out into the rest of Europe. Okay, so let's see, as far as weather today, I'm gonna pull up windy.com just to see what is going on. I've realized that the weather in the sim isn't completely accurate, but I mean, just out of sheer curiosity, I just like to know what's going on. So, it seems though there's been some heavy wind around the Faroe Islands. So, let's bring this over. So over here, if we look at the wind, it's been pretty strong over there. So we're looking at gusts upwards of, I guess, 30 knots in the area. But yeah, so I guess 30 would be heading back this way. So we would have to deal with a pretty decent crosswind on takeoff, although I didn't really detect it and the sim didn't show it. So that's where the weather's kind of off. You look at rain and thunder though, heading down into the UK. It's really not much going on down there. So that's good and actually surprising. Looks like we've got some pretty heavy cloud cover as well in the area, but hopefully if the sim aligns with what we see right now, things will kind of clear out near to when we get to where we're going. So we'll see what happens there. In the meantime, just trying to enjoy the flight as we head up to our cruising altitude of 40,000. As usual, always hope that everything is going smoothly, or everything goes smoothly. Hoping everyone has had a good long weekend. That's where we are right now as I'm recording this. But this video probably isn't going to come out until probably next weekend. So by the time you guys see this, it'll probably be about a week after Labor Day. Maybe a little longer. But I hope everyone enjoyed their long weekend and they are energized for the week to come. I know I am not. So I'm looking forward to that. I know it's going to be another tough week. I really just need a vacation, to be honest. So we'll see if that actually happens. In the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and just keep climbing up to 40,000 feet. When I come back, we'll be starting our descent into Cranwell. and I'll be telling you about the interesting approach that we're going to be doing. It's going to be an ILS approach, but it's going to require an NDB, or flying towards an NDB at the airport, and then flying away from it and turning back onto the final for the ILS approach. So the way that our flight plan is laid out right now, if we go into plan mode again, oops. So plan mode is going to have us pretty much just flying to one of the initial approach fixes and then kind of turning into land. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually try and fly the approach as documented, which will have us heading towards the NDB like at the airport, and then I think you have to fly out on a certain heading for like almost 9 DME and then turn back and come in for the ILS approach. So we'll see how that works out. I have no idea, but we'll find out when they come back. Alright, so this is your boy FlyIsland guy. Welcome to the channel, and if you're new here, and I'll catch you when we're back on descent. Take care. Peace. And welcome back, everyone. So we're starting our descent into Canberra. So been a pretty smooth flight for the most part. I know I always say that, but you'd be amazed how often things go wrong. So we are descending right now. Let's head up to the flight deck. We are at 22,000 feet and descending. So what we'll do really quickly is go through the approach that we're taking right now. And I said Canberra was way off. I meant Cranwell. Okay. So essentially, what we're doing right now is, well, we're still just kind of following the flight plan, but essentially what I'm going to do is at some point I'm going to divert from the flight plan and head straight for the Cranwell NDB, which is pretty much right above the airport. And from there, we'll follow one of these two tracks in order to turn back onto the runway. I think this one should be fine. I guess it depends on which ILS cat approach you're taking. I'm not really too sure how to say that, but it goes cat A and B and cat C. So I think we should be able to do this guy here, but we'll see what happens. That's pretty much what we're going to follow. So once we hit the NDB, we'll just head away from it for on 094 or heading 112 for 8.8 DME, after which we will start our turn towards 264 and head back for the ILS approach. Looks like we've started going through the clouds already. Let's see, we're getting a little bit of turbulence. So right now I've already tuned the ILS and I've tuned the NDB as well. So we're pretty much just following the flight plan for now, but I just want to keep an eye on where the NDB actually is. So I have the bearing pointer already up, and once we get closer, the ILS bearing indicator should show up as well. there's a couple other things that I need to put in right now. One of them is our minimums. Sorry. Our minimums for the airport is 380, so let's go ahead and let's drop that in. So refs. Do this again. It's what it's supposed to be. I've also got our performance sorted out as well. So let's go use it. Performance approach. And let's pull up the approach information. So that'll be GYD. Sorry. So weather overall there looks pretty good. The winds are out of 360 at 5 knots. Pop that in. Outside air temperature 19 degrees C. Pop that in. QNH 1022. Pop that in. Next. So it'll give us a VREF of 99 knots and a V approach speed of 106. So we can go ahead and send that. Alright, so I think we'll start to get everything tuned in. Sorry, once we pass Lamix. So with Lamix, we will point to the NDB and then start to follow it. So let's get this. There we go. Alright, so once we cross over Lamix, we will we'll go into heading mode and then set our heading mode to match the bearing indicator from ADF1. So we should have that pointing to the top of the screen. That way we know that we're heading straight towards the NDB. Interesting though, I don't see the ILS being picked up yet. Not too sure if we're too far out. It should be in range though. Airport here off to our left. So seeing a lot of British countryside. I actually kind of plan to come back talking in a British accent, but I was like, you know what, that's a little too much. Let me not be that guy. Alright, so yep, ILS has come up now, which is good. Oh, sorry, Localizer is the Localizer for the airport's been picked up. So we know that's tuned correctly. And now we just wait patiently for Lamix 1 once we cross over that. I think as well I'll just go into heading go into heading mode now just to make things straightforward. Nope. Nav. Let's go back nav. That's what I was trying to do. Alright, just for the sake of breaking the silence, let's go ahead and do the passenger briefing just to let them know that we're landing. Normally I do this below 10,000 feet, but you know, it's all good.
May I have your attention, please? We will be landing shortly. Please turn off all portable electronic devices, stow tables, secure luggage, and loose articles. Return your seat to the upright and outboard position. Extend your headrest and fasten your lap belt and shoulder harness. After landing, please remain in your seat with your lap belt and shoulder harness securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop in the parking lot. Thank you.
Alright, so the briefing is done. So things are going to happen pretty quickly moving forward. I can already feel it. So let's just try to stay on top of things if possible. In fact, what I'll do now is going to change our heading to match the NDB, and let's go into heading mode. Curious as to how this works. Like, how are we gonna know how close or how close we are to the NDB? So now I'm kind of wondering if we should switch our source. That's not it. Got to turn our landing lights on. Yeah, the weird thing is, I don't know, like, how close or how far we are. From the NDB. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do that. At least it should tell us, right? Just kind of looking around now. We'll just have to wing it, I guess. What we could do is just maybe count. You can maybe try and counting, let's say 2 minutes. Should be a way to calculate that as well, but maybe just doing a couple minutes from like when we cross the NDB. I think it normally tells you on the chart as well, but yeah, I have no idea. I'm not used to these kind of approaches at all. You also have to adjust our altimeter to 1022 once we reach 3,000 feet.
Altitude.
Okay. And we will turn to let's do 094 when we cross over the NDB, which we've actually been moving away from. It's becoming a lot sensitive now that we're closer. Alright, so we just crossed it. So let's turn to 094. Alright. And we could do that for, let's see. I just set the timer. Let's do that for maybe about 2 minutes. So if you look what we're doing right now, so in Navigraph here, we've crossed the NDB, and now we're actually doing this 094 outbound from the NDB. Let's just do an altimeter hold for now. Yeah, so we're just doing a 094 outbound from the NDB, and as I said, I'm just counting right now to maybe like 2 minutes. Might do a little more depending on where we are. I just want to make sure we could reach this. I'm using kind of this waypoint here as a guide. Once we pass that, we will kind of do the turn again and now head back for 264. But really I'm just gonna try and turn back and like point us so that the Loc 1 will take over, and we'll capture the glide path and the localizer and go from there. So let's see how that turns out. While I'm doing that, let's also descend to 2500. And let's go vertical speed.
Altitude.
Vertical speed. Here we go. Gonna go flaps 15 as well. Alright, so we're a little more, took more time than 2 minutes to reach this guy. But I'm gonna go out a little bit further. Alright. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the heading so that we intercept this CI26 waypoint. So let's go heading. Oops. Already in heading mode. So let's try that. And as we're doing that, I'm gonna go to Loc 1. Actually, let me stay in heading mode for a sec. Yeah. Alright, now that we're stabilized, now. Yeah. Now I'm going to go to Loc 1 and approach. And let's see if this works. I'm hoping it does. There we go. Capture the localizer.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
I love it when a plan works out. Alright folks, so now we are established on the localizer. And should be good on the glide slope as well. Just gotta wait for the diamond to hit the middle part. Actually, looks like it's capturing it now. We have a headwind of 4 knots, dead on headwind, so that should help us as well. So surprisingly, that approach sort of kind of worked. But I know that people talk about, like, you know, counting 2 minutes after you pass the, you know, a minute, 2 minutes or whatever after you pass the NDB. So I'm not really too sure how they come up with those numbers. If anybody knows, like, let me know. But yeah. Looks like we're fully established now. Pretty much just trying to watch my speed for the most part, but I realize I never set my barrels as well, but I think we should be good though. We can still do it while we're landing, so it should be 301. And I'm gonna pull up the map of the airport over here just to see where we're going. You know, don't want to piss anybody off. This is an Air Force base, after all.
Wing 270 and 4 knots.
So it looks like we'll go all the way down the runway, and at the end of the runway is where the hangar is. It's kind of confusing. They got like a little airstrip like right here next to the runway. I'll take over from here. Thank you, autopilot.
Autopilot.
Back up.
Landing time log.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cranwell Royal Air Force Base. So we're going flaps up and let's see. Strobes and landing lights off. We'll turn our landing lights on. Let's see, everywhere where there isn't a plane, there's a vehicle. That's kind of annoying. Why are there so many vehicles here? Alright, you know what? Like literally there's nowhere to park the plane right now. Because there's a vehicle in every spot in between the planes. So, this is where we'll go. And we are officially in the UK, folks. Crossing of the Atlantic has been completed. And the European tour on the FlyIsland Guide channel officially starts.
Engine uptime log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
Alright, so we got a good amount of credits for this flight. I think this is... Oh no, the last flight was paying as well, but this is the first like decent paying flight that we've had in the CJ4 in a minute. So hoping for more of these moving forward. We're just delivering some surgeons here. So hope they had a comfortable flight. And the honor adventures will continue moving forward. And hope you guys will be there with me when I do it. This is your boy FlyIsland Guy. Thank you for checking out the channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as usual, stay safe and most of all, stay fly. I'm out.